right, y'all. You already know what time it is. We are back. Bites and Brew. Like, I don't even have to say anything. It's always a Bites and Brew thing. It's official. Cocktails and Intellect podcast is always going to be the media of Bites and Brew. It's just that simple. Shout out to Nelly Nell. Shout out to Lawrence. We here at Callaloo Signature doing Bites and Brew this time around. It's a beautiful event. You know what I mean? I'm going to get some background footage in just a moment. But let's get right to it, man. You know what it is. We bring people on our platform so they can promote their business and what have you, on our platform, So first and foremost, though, I do have a special guest with me holding me down because my host couldn't make it. You know what I mean? Gina, hello.
Hi.
What's going down, man? If you want to, tell the people your name and where they can find you at.
My name is Gina Gray, and you can find me around Orlando.
Hello.
There it is. She's like, I ain't tagging myself in this one, but I'm gonna tag you anyway on the screen. But anywho's, and so look, listen, we have another special guest on the show, and I wanted to bring you on the show, Anderson, and kind of like talk about what it is that you do. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Anderson. Anderson, tell the people where they can find you at, and let's get into it.
Sure, yeah. My name is Anderson, guys. I'm a land developer here in Orlando, and actually in multiple states, in multiple cities as well.
Really?
Yeah. So what we do is land development. By the way, you can find me at Anderson Develops on Instagram, and actually everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You find me everywhere as Anderson Develops. And I'm in real estate. Like I said, I'm a land developer. We've done subdivisions north of like 5 acres every time. So we do 80 acres, 50 acres, 20 acres, you name it. We've done subdivisions and multiple houses within the subdivisions. So that's what we do. We buy a piece of land that's empty. It's 5, 10, 20, 100 acres. And we turn it into 80 homes, 100 homes, 200 homes. That's what we do.
Bro, how old are you? I'm sorry.
29.
What?
29.
Oh, wow.
Yo, that's
I'm in my
dope.
20s.
That's dope. I gotta drop a bomb for that one. When did you start this, bro? Like, I'm confused. Like,
Yeah,
you're 29 and you're
yeah.
talking about you're a land developer.
Yeah.
When did you start
I
this?
started out about 7 years ago. So I was pretty young, and I met this guy. He's a developer. He's done it for years. He's like on his 50s right now. And he's done it for so long. I was already kind of like flipping houses at the time. I was doing real estate. And then one day I just, I met the guy and I said, hey, I'm interested in learning more about land development. And he's like, sure. And I brought him some deals. And from there, it was just like every time it was like better and bigger deals that we're doing. And now we're doing multiple subdivisions in multiple states, multiple cities.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, staying busy, and I love and I have a passion for land development. You can hear, you can sense it. I love what I do, so I'm pretty motivated to continue growing this. And like you said, I'm on my 20s, so I want to continue, man. There's no stop.
Gina, would you have looked at him and thought that he was a land developer dead ass?
No.
Like, nah,
Not at
right?
all.
Like, what?
No.
Like, who's this kid?
Right.
What was the spark that first got you interested in this?
In land development?
Yep.
Well, first it was like flipping, and it was like real estate in general, like houses. There's a lot of wholesalers probably watching the show, and wholesaling wholesaling and flipping is kind of like what most people want to do. So I kind of started doing that in real estate, but then the land development just came as a passion internally. Since I was a kid, I remember seeing one of my uncles. He's a developer in Colombia. I'm from Colombia, by the way. So
Okay.
as a kid that was growing up and seeing someone that was wealthy, that was doing good financially, was always dressing well, was always doing amazing, I'm like, what does he do that at that time my dad wasn't doing? Because we're growing up pretty poor and in need and all this stuff. So I remember that one day my mom told me, oh, he develops, he builds, and he does like towers. And I'm like, I'm interested on that. And I was a kid. So as I was growing up, I always had in mind, like, I want to be in construction. I didn't know what real estate was. I didn't know what development was really all about. But I knew it was like something within construction. And so I said, bro, when I grow up, I want to be in that industry. And then as I was growing up, I realized that it was like development, what he was doing. And I started as a flipper because that's kind of like, the easiest way to
the
enter.
intro. Like,
Yeah,
that's
the intro to real estate,
Yeah.
wholesaling, and then flipping, and then doing all this stuff. Creative financing, all that stuff. But then I knew that I was wanting to get to development. So when I met the developer, it was like meant to be, So yeah, now, like I said, we're now focused 100% in land developments and building subdivisions, and eventually I want to get to build towers as well, which is my goal.
Okay.
You also mentioned that you're in multiple states. What states are you
Yeah,
in?
so thank you for the question. So we're in currently in Florida. I used to live in Washington State, so we're definitely in Washington State. We're
You mean like Washington
State. Yes, and
What was you doing up there?
Oh, bro, we moved from Colombia to Washington State because my dad had a job
No
opportunity.
one. No, hold on.
Yeah.
Pause. Let me just say something right now. I grew up around Latin people all my life. Let me say something right now. When you come from Puerto Rico, Colombia, Dominican Republic, you usually going to New York, Florida, or whatever. Y'all went to Washington State. I'm done.
Yeah, that's
Forget
north.
about
That's
it.
so north of California is Oregon, and north of Oregon is Washington State, and
Y'all
then
by
north,
Alaska.
north of Washington State is freaking Canada. So it's like it's as north as you can get, and you get a lot of snow there, by the way. Yeah. So we're in Washington State, we're in Oregon, we're in Idaho, Texas, and now Georgia,
That's what's up.
and of course Florida.
Right.
But
Okay.
hold
Over
on.
here.
Let's not act like we're gonna skip over that. You said Idaho.
Yes. Yeah, so Idaho is pretty much is next to Washington, and my partner, who I mentioned earlier, this done this for many years, decades. He was living in Idaho at the time, so he's very familiar with the Idaho market, and so we started kind of like all over the Northwest, and then I moved to Florida with the intention of expanding the company. Now we're in Florida and Georgia analyzing land deals.
Let me tell you something right now. I was about to ask you what you drive and where you live, but just forget about it. Listen, look. So when it comes down to development, I hear that a lot. I know a lot of developers, right? But you specify like land development. Is there a difference between the developer and land developing?
Yeah, so a lot of people, when you hear development, you can go from like someone that built houses, like one house at a time, two houses at a time, something like that, to people that build commercial buildings, to people that entitle land, to people that, so I'm going to explain what all of that means pretty much. But a developer, when I like to specify land developer, because I usually don't do like commercial stuff. I only do residential mainly right now. So we do residential land development, meaning that we find pieces of land, we entitle it, meaning like we get all the approvals with the city, we do all the analysis with our engineers, we check for zonings, allowances, capacities in utility lines, all the stuff, easements, like all the stuff that we need to know to get it approved for certain zoning or certain approval that we need to get. And then when we get it approved, at that point, we usually build it or we sell it to a builder that's ready to take it and go to that next level.
Got it.
Yeah. So that's the reason why, as well as a developer, my Instagram and all my platforms is Anderson Develops, because I pretty much, that's what I do. I develop land for others to build or for us to build.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
What part of, so you're in Florida or just Orlando?
No, so all Florida, pretty much. Yes, especially central. Here's where a lot of the growth, as you can see, all the new construction that's happening in Davenport and all this stuff. That's where we're pretty much focused on right now. The Villages, we just sold a land development 7-figure deal to a builder that's actually building 120 houses on 25 acres.
What's your market in Lake Nona?
So Lake Nona,
too.
Lake Nona is a great area actually. So Lake Nona still has some parcels that are like, there's a lot of action that's happening in Lake Nona. So it's probably like maybe a little too late for like developers to tap into that market.
Yeah.
But what I do is I check where the whole thing is going. Like I check cities and areas where the city is actually wanting to expand, and I'm there early. Kind of like this deal that I just mentioned, 7-figure deal. We did it because we knew that the city was actually going to be expanding. They were going to run some utility lines, and we knew about that before everybody else knew, or the rest of the population in that area knew. So we started acquiring land, and we started analyzing land in that area. Okay. So Lake Nona is still, it's a great market, or it's a great area. I think if it was like 5 to 10 years ago, it would have been a
gold mine.
Gold mine, honestly.
So, all right, before we let you go, though, because I know, again, we mingling out there, Bites and Brew. I do want to ask you this. With this type of business that you're in, sometimes you want to keep things low-key so nobody knows what you're doing because you want to be the first to do it. You know what I mean? But can you give a hint as to what may be the next development that you're doing? Or if you can't, that's fine.
No, 100%. I mentor people. So, by the way, if you guys want to be mentor in land development and learn how to make 7 figures, I have a guide on pretty much teaching people how to make 6 steps to making 7 figures. So it's free, and you can get it. Just go to my website or my Instagram, Anderson Develops, or any of my platforms, but mainly Instagram. That's where I'm usually posting. And I have a free guide on how you can learn to make 7 figures. I also have a mentorship that you can join that teaches you how to start making multiple 7-figure transactions. And I also have an event here in Orlando that's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen next year, April 6th, 2024. I say next year, maybe you're watching already in 2024, so I'm just going to clarify. April 6th, 2024, and it's going to be for real estate people, investors, people that are either already making a lot of money or want to go to that next level. It's called Avanza Conference. It's called Avanza for a reason, because you want to advance to that next level. You want to go to that next level. So you should definitely be there. Go to my Instagram. You can get more information, and you can get a discount if you go from my Instagram personally.
There it is. Okay. There it is, man. You doing big things, baby, man. Listen, I appreciate you sitting down with us, letting the people know who you are, letting them know what you do. Once again, before we slide out of here, just let them know where they can find you at.
Yes. So Instagram is the main platform that I use for posting and for all the stuff. And you can go to Anderson Develops on Instagram. You can go to my website, it's andersondevelops.com. You can find me anywhere as Anderson Develops. That's me.
That's it.
You're going to find me for sure. And to answer your question, Lamborghini.
Oh,
100%. Is it outside right now?
So it's not outside because I had to bring some stuff with my sister and brother-in-law, but Lamborghini Gallardo. You can see it on my Instagram, by the way. You should go to my Instagram.
What color?
Orange.
I was going to say yellow.
You know what?
Almost.
You know what? This podcast stuff is done. I'm just going to go holler at Anderson Develops and try to get this money. Yo, we be back, man. We going to
Let's go.
All right, y'all. We back, yo. Bites and Brews popping off. You already know what time it is. Callaloo signature. I mean, I'm hearing the food is decent. I haven't had an opportunity to eat any of it, but I will in a moment. Shout out to Nelly Nels. Shout out to Lawrence. You already know what time it is, man. I appreciate y'all for continuing to have Cocktails and Intellect podcast as a part of the Bites and Brew team. So, without further ado, we're going to get right back into it. All right, so I'm not even going to do all of the introduce. You introduce yourself. I'm not going to do all that.
Awesome.
Tell the people who you are, where they can find you.
All right, so my name is Alberto Cruz. I'm a home inspector here in Central Florida. I'm based out of East Orlando, off of Conway and Hoffner. We've been in business now for 10 years, and we come in pretty much when people are buying a home, or if you own a home and you've done any updates to your roof, electric, plumbing, or the AC, we come in and update those forms for your insurance so you get the best quote possible.
Let me ask you a question. When it comes, all right, so there's a difference between an inspector and an appraiser, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's say I have a home and I did mad work on it. My home looks amazing because we just did the shit in there, like from roofing to bathrooms to we just made the shit look crazy. Would I bring an inspector in to get like a value of the home, or that is literally the difference between an inspector and an appraiser?
Exactly. So the appraiser is going to tell you the value of the home. I'm going to tell you the condition of the home.
Got it. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So why is that important?
It's very important just because I believe every home is so unique, like a fingerprint. What the home is built out of, who lived in it, who took care of it, how it was maintained. You really don't know what you're purchasing until the day that you move in, unless you have a home inspection.
Yo, let me tell you something.
Yes, sir.
That's facts. Hold on, I'm out there. That's what I want to do. There we go. There we go. I need the horns for that shit right there. But so inspecting a home, like a home is pretty big. Like you got to get through cracks and crevices. What is there? Are there particular things that you're looking for in like main sections of the home? Because there could be a problem with the home in a spot that you wouldn't readily go and check.
Exactly. So we start out from the outside in. So most important thing in Florida is grade and elevation and slab to grade, right? Depending on how high is your home, depending to the grounds around it. So make sure that water drains away from a house. Yeah.
Wait, hold on, pause. You said slab to grade?
Exactly.
Like, what's slab? What's that?
Yeah, what does that mean?
All right, so grade means the ground, and then slab is your foundation. So you always want to make sure that you have at least 4 inches of slab above the grade. And a lot of times in Florida, they'll build the grade too high, or the slab is not thick enough. So when it rains, water goes up and it'll go into your walls. So
you find. Let me tell you something right now. I'm sorry, but this is why I never fucked with Kissimmee. I love all my BVL niggas. You know what I mean? Holla. but I would never move to Kissimmee because the flooding. The flooding has to do with what you just talked about. Exactly. That's crazy. Have you done work in Kissimmee before?
A ton of work in Kissimmee.
And do you see that slab to grade ratio or whatever you call it?
Yep. Even on new construction, brand new homes, they're building them inside of holes pretty much.
That's
instead of,
wild, bro.
They're
Why are they still building it like that?
They're going cheap and quick. Back in the days, you used to build up the houses.
Yo, okay, Gina. I don't know where you live. I don't know what type of house you got. I don't know what you have. But but we from back in the days. Have you noticed that the houses were built different, yo?
I did notice that
Yeah.
actually. Sometimes I notice like the bottom floor will have concrete, but the second floor will be wood.
Very common.
You talking about like right now,
Yeah, right now.
Okay. So what was it like when you like in a house that you were growing up in? Like
Concrete and concrete.
It was block all the way to the top.
Yeah.
Wow. No wonder you ain't had no shit on the surface.
Exactly.
Concrete, block, all that. But anyways, man, how long you been doing this?
10 years now.
You yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying because I heard you say that before. I thought you meant like the business was on.
Yeah.
But you yourself 10 years?
Mm-hmm. I started my company since day
Oh,
one.
so this is your company, but you didn't name, what's the name of it?
GoPro Home Inspections.
Say that one more time.
GoPro Home Inspections.
Okay, GoPro.
I see why. So wait, hold on. Why'd you name it that? Because I saw you had a GoPro on your table out there.
Yeah, so I got the idea from, I was in the military.
Okay.
I was in Afghanistan 13 and 14, and every time we go out on mission, we'd have our GoPros on our helmets.
Yo, much respect first and foremost to everybody that served our country. I salute you.
That's awesome.
I salute you. Salute.
I appreciate your support, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Sure. Salute. Gina, you was too late. You should have picked up your drink.
It's never too late.
Right, there you go. There you go. All right, that's what it is, man. So, are you just in Florida or?
Yeah, so Florida, Central Florida, and it's a team of 5 guys.
Okay.
So we have a guy in Lakeland.
Not the burger guys, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Not the 5 guys on burgers. We have a guy we have 3 guys in Orlando.
Okay.
One in Deltona, one in Space Coast, one in Lakeland, and a guy. I think that's all. Yeah.
Okay, so the guys in Orlando handle Kissimmee stuff.
Exactly.
Okay,
bet. And my dude in Lakeland goes out to Tampa, and then my dude that's up a little north goes all the way up to Ocala, and then my guy in Deltona does Daytona, Space Coast, and Cocoa.
Well, okay, on my podcast, I'm 100. Like, cause look, I've done these bites and brews for a long time. I've had inspectors on here, and it's not a battle. It's enough for everybody to eat. My point is, I need you to tell the people why choose you or your team.
Hey, man. Honestly, we're closers. We're motivators. We're not going into a house acting like we're the police. We go into your house knowing exactly what our job is. We're professionals. We leave it better than we found it. Just the professionalism from my training, I bring that to the table, even into the guys that I train. Make sure they're on time, right uniform, right attitude, that they follow through.
Okay.
Our inspection reports are modern. A lot of dudes, I say they do this to get away from their wives. They're retired. 50.
Yo, hey, look, listen.
50,
It is
60
what it
years.
is.
Yeah, you're 50, 60 years old. You got money in the bank.
Gina, why
but
you
wanna
clutching your
go
pearls?
out.
Look, you see her? You see?
Well, I had a couple of questions myself.
Talk to him.
Talk to him. With you talking about like they're 50 and 60, do you have any requirements as far as health is concerned? Because the older you get, your stomach might protrude out a bit more. You might not be able to get on your hands and knees.
You're not lying.
You're
not lying. And insanely, we see that every day. Whenever we compare home inspectors, we'll have a client that looked us up on Google because the realtor typically works with that guy that pretty much doesn't see anything. So he goes on Google, looks up who's the most reviewed home inspectors in Orlando, and we're definitely within the top 3. So they give us a call, and then once that realtor sees the difference between how we conduct an inspection and the person that they've been doing it for the past few years, they change right away.
And do you give discounts for re-inspections?
Re-inspections, it's a lot less.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot less expensive. So if we go out there and we find an issue, for example, the water heater or the roof needs to be replaced, it'd be $100 for us to go back out there, update those reports so that way it reflects for your
didn't know that was a thing.
That's great.
And you're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, we wouldn't charge you double for for a re-inspection.
That's what's up. All right. No, I mean, what's the primary charge? If you, of course, you want to promote what you.
Yes, sir.
I mean, like,
Yes, sir.
if I say, all right, boom, I want you to come and inspect this crib. I'm about to cop.
Yes, sir.
So it doesn't matter if it's a new crib or a crib that you have already.
Well, we typically work with people that are going to buy a house.
Okay.
So you have that inspection period, 5 to 10 days to cancel and get back your deposits. You know, I love the system so that way you're never cheated out of your money.
Yeah.
Right? So you put in a contract, you go under contract, you have 5-10 days. Hopefully I could get there within the first or 2 days. Then you have those 7 to 8 days to negotiate or find out, all right, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. I'm out, and we'll use you guys on the next one. And I've never done a second inspection that wasn't better than the first.
Oh.
Because people always compare the second house to the first house or the third house to the second. Right now, my record is 4 houses for the same client. You know, and I hope I don't beat that, but it is what it is. And I'll tell you that I believe that, you know, real estate, it is a godly thing. It's a blessing to be part of it. And it just seems that the houses fit the people so perfectly. Almost like when you see like a dog with the owner, you're like, man, the dog and the owner look like they're made for each other.
Yeah.
Same thing as with the house.
Okay.
Okay, well, shot some balls for that one right there. I like. Wow, you came up here, you killed that. I like that. You from what I see from you, you really are. You know, how you get people that go into business and they're not really sure about themselves. You seem very, very sure about your
very
shit.
confident as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I would definitely say very few inspectors or companies. Everybody has their system and their ways of doing things, and we have a SOP as home inspectors. So we have, you know,
SOP, what does that
yeah,
stand
yeah,
for?
you got to tell the people.
yes, their SOP is standards of operations.
There we go.
So the bare minimum, all right. One guy could go in, he's gonna do the bare minimum. I'll go in, I'll do the bare minimum +2. You know, and that +2 is what makes it.
Okay,
know?
bet.
Not that anyone's doing anything less, but they're doing just bare minimum.
All right. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you need home inspections, I mean, shit, he just sold me. You know what I mean? He just sold me. You need to definitely holler at him. Please tell the people once again where they can find you at. And tell them, you know what I mean?
They can find us on Instagram, GoPro_home-inspections. Online, www.goproinspect.com. We're on Facebook. You can contact us via text, 407-300-5330. And I have a day shift and night shift admin person because real estate is
24/7.
is timely.
Now
So
that's big.
So I have nurses that come out of work, you know, at nighttime, and they're trying to schedule their inspection, and they can't do it. You know, we make sure that there's
some nurses
always
be working like 20 hours a day. So any
shout out to the nurses.
Yeah, for real, definitely.
in the medical field.
Yeah. But listen, my brother, thank you so much for coming on. We about to go out there and get a groove on, have a drink, have some food. You know what I mean? And ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. And I want to say thank you very much for my special guest that's holding me down right now, Gina. You know what I mean? You know what it is. Y'all see that smile? Y'all see that smile right there? Natural. Yeah, I'm gonna put your ass on blast. Anyway, we'll be right back. Holla. Hey, what's going down, everybody? It's your boy YoungC.a.u.s.e. We back. Bites and Brew Mixer. You already know what time it is, man. Again, shout out to Lawrence and Nelly Nels, Callaloo Signature, all of that good stuff. You already know what time it is. We got a new guest on the show. She's gonna come up in here and talk about her business. What's going down? So it's Josephine, yeah?
Yes.
All right. So tell the people where they can find you at and what you do.
Okay, so thank you for the opportunity to be here. I am a real estate broker in Orlando. I also, we work throughout Florida, including Miami area.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have a team of agents that I manage as well, and I make sure that, you know, each of them sell once they join my team within the first 90 days. So I whip them into
I hear you.
Yes.
So, I mean, what's the name of your real estate company?
with Sunset Listing Realty.
Sunset.
Sunset Listing Realty.
Got it. Sunset
Very
Listing
unique
Realty.
name. How did
So-
you come up with it?
Well, my girlfriend, she watched the show on Netflix, and she came up with the Sunset, and then, you know, we focus on listings.
Okay.
We focus a lot on sellers, and
Okay.
so we came up with Sunset Listing Realty.
And how long have you had your brokerage?
Well, I've been in real estate for 10 years after post-law school, and then I've had the brokerage going on 5 years.
Okay,
So,
congratulations.
Thank you. We'll be celebrating 5 years soon, so
Hold on. We're not just going to skip over that, though. Hold on, pause. We're not just going to skip over that. You said law school?
Yes.
What type of law?
I haven't finished.
Oh,
But
no,
So?
no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
well, with real estate as a broker, I'm strong in contracts law. That was my thing.
Nice.
So anytime it comes to contractual agreements and understanding the process, I'm very good in
Okay.
going over that with my agents.
Do you
so everyone
want to
understands.
finish law school for
Absolutely.
that? Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it seems like did you stop because of like life happened, or did you stop because like it was like, all right, the money's in what I'm doing right now?
No, I relocated. So
Okay.
Yes.
Yo, let me ask you a question, because again, this is Cocktails and Intellect podcast. We're gonna do what we do, baby. Where are you, what's your nationality? Because I hear it.
Yes, I'm West Indian. I'm from Dominica,
Oh,
West Indies.
All right.
Yes. I'm
Y'all-
like French Caribbean.
Yeah,
so there
French
you go.
Caribbean. I'm
yes.
telling you, Dominica.
Yes, Dominica.
Y'all trouble. Carnival time, y'all is trouble, because y'all small comparative to Trinidad, and y'all just come out there to cause problems. But anyways, all right.
They're
I
terrible.
done. Yeah, I tell you. Nah, we just love y'all. All West Indians, big up. You already know.
Yes, big up to all the West Indies people out
Now,
there.
so you are a broker yourself, right?
I
You're
am-
a broker.
Yes,
And
I'm
she
the
owns the
broker.
brokerage.
I
And you
own the
own-
brokerage.
Sunset what
I'm
now?
the owner of Sunset Listing Realty in Orlando.
And they can find you on.
And they can find us Sunset Listing Realty on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, probably LinkedIn. And there we are, our brochure. We specialize with a focus on listing. So we work a lot with sellers, and I help my agents with getting listings and putting homes on the market. And,
Okay.
I have that first 90-day rule where they have to sell something and get them on the contract.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing with anyone who comes to work with me is I make sure they get a sale in the first 90
Oh,
days.
that's wonderful.
Yes. I
Okay.
want them to, get the real deal of the whole real estate experience. Not a lot of brokers are hands-on. I'm very much hands-on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What's your team looking like right now? Like,
Well,
how many people?
I think we're like up to 25, 20.
Okay,
Yeah,
between
20
how many
agents.
offices?
We actually just have a new office getting ready to open up in Kissimmee,
Okay.
where it's
Ooh.
called the Down Payment Assistance Help Center.
Okay.
They help people to get down payment assistance, and so we have that as a branch office as well, the DPA Home
Okay.
Buyers team. So, yeah, we're getting ready to open that up pretty soon.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Now, I've had plenty of realtors and even brokers on Bites and Brew.
Yes.
Here with Nelly and Lawrence, and listen, and I said this before on a previous guest, but it's fair game for everybody out there.
Absolutely.
I like to, when I hear I have a broker or a realtor, my main focus or concern is, as a minority culture, what is it that your company can provide to, let's call it what it is, the less fortunate, you know what I'm saying, our black and brown people, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, how do you, because you just mentioned like y'all opening an office in Kissimmee, right? You know what I mean? Latino people, you know what I mean? That's my people too, you know what I'm saying? They to me, they're the less fortunate at times. What is it that your establishment brings to, minorities?
So I'm a person of diversity, culture, and everything else. So I love to have a diverse team. I'm not just woman focused or, any specific minority. I like diversity. So quite a few of the agents are, of diverse culture. From Ghana, Africa. I have Latinos, Spanish people on our team. So I love having, people from different culture, different languages, so they can be able to, work with many different clients. And also one of the best things about me is that I'm an active hands-on broker. So a lot of times, agents out there who are struggling, a lot of time they're looking for brokers and agencies that can actually give them that hands-on support. And that's very rare. And, I am like all up in your face broker. So
That's great to know.
my thing is I hold your hand. I walk you through the deal from negotiations, contracts to closing. I make sure that you close on the deal that, so that way you get the full experience.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and not just be licensed and, just have a license sitting there and not do anything with it. Yeah, I like to push agents to get to close.
I like that.
Yes.
I epically failed with the real estate business. I went and passed a class and everything, but I didn't go get my official license or whatever because I was just, I was doing stupid things. But either way, I
But
kind of wish that I had that under my belt.
And that either way, I'm okay with that because I take that either way and I turn it into getting you into it, getting you under contract in a deal with a client. And by the time you get your first closing, it's like, it's going to be like clockwork because you learn. Even our clients learn from us.
Really?
Yes, they learn. By the time they close, they know everything about real estate.
You know the crazy part is I'm looking at this right here. This is pretty dope. All right, so I'm going to read this out here. All right. Sunset Listing Realty, sales, invest, building, and development, right? Boom. It says now hiring real estate agents. Ladies and gentlemen, right here on Cocktails and Intellect podcast, all right, when you watch this episode, understand that they are hiring apparently, okay? And this is the one that I do like, though. Why choose us? Sunset Listing Realty's platform makes it easy for your entire real estate career to excel, all right? That's just a punchline right there, all right? Our mission is to be the most supportive brokerage to our agents.
Yes.
Forget about it.
Yes.
All right. Incentives. I like that. I like that. Comprehensive CRM. Broker support.
Yes.
And do we say POSH or we just call it POSH? Quarterly incentives.
Quarterly.
Because this says
incentives.
POSH. Oh, excuse me. I didn't know if that was an acronym. I gotta make sure.
Yes, because we like to, offer agents incentives to go to a resort for the day.
Right, that's what you mean, like
weekend.
posh.
Yes.
What is your broker, your split?
We have different splits depending on your level of production or experience.
That makes sense.
So we do have the 80-20, of course, plus transaction fee. I also have an apprenticeship program where you're newly licensed. The apprenticeship program, your first, 3 transactions is 50-50.
Okay, that's fair.
And we make sure that you have at least one closing or pending transaction within the first 90 days. So for me, when you work with us, you're gonna have something within the first 90 days. I push you. So you're gonna get something.
Oh.
And
You know what I want to ask, right, Gina? I want to ask.
Go ahead.
I want to ask a question.
Oh.
Because, what happens if you don't make the first sale in the 90 days?
Oh, no, you're going to get something.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
all right.
No, you're going to get something. Yeah, unless you just absolutely refuse to do
To do the work.
anything.
Yeah.
And sometimes we literally spoon feed you leads. We have warm buyer leads
Wow.
that, that are there in our pipeline waiting for an agent to reach out to them and help them. And the leads are so many that, some agents who are full-time working, they don't get to them, or part-time agents. So we just feed them to the agents who are full-time. That's why we're looking for more agents to give those leads to work.
Ooh, okay.
So, yeah, we need help with that.
That's what's up. Well, y'all heard it here. Right here on Cocktails and Intellect Podcast.
We got warm leads, buyer leads.
You got a question for me? Because I do. I have another one. Another one.
Okay, I'll let you go first.
Okay, no. All right. So when it comes down to this particular business, how do you, I don't want to use the word compete, okay? But you see what it is out here. Everybody in Bites and Brew right now is a realtor or a broker or something.
Everybody has
You know what I
a
mean?
specialty, though.
Right. It's true indeed. So, again, what makes you stand out from the rest of the competition?
Oh, good question.
My personality.
Okay.
So, my personality. And when you say competition, meaning like in clients or as a brokerage with agents?
Nah, I'm talking about as a brokerage. Like you have Sunset Listing Realty, and I'm probably gonna grab another real estate agent out there that has their own business. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna come talk their shit. It's like, what makes you? What's the difference? What makes you stand out from them? You know what I mean?
Well, most definitely the support that we offer our agents. There's a lot of agents out there that approach me all the time. They even call me. They work with a lot of these big box brokers.
Yep.
And they say they can't even get a hold of their broker.
Yep.
Okay.
My
so,
agents can always call me and get me, and I walk them through a deal.
So it's safe to go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
Mama.
okay.
Go ahead.
I was going to say what got me with you, even though I'm not looking, but if I was, the fact that you said hand holding,
Yes.
that's a big deal.
Absolutely. I hold my agent's
That's a big
hand
deal.
and I walk them through a deal. I'll help you do your deal just so you can learn the process.
Yeah.
Take you to a closing so you can experience it, take you on showings, assist you with the listing, right? Show you that process, make you feel like, hey, you're actually doing it. So, because so many agents out there, they literally call me. They're with other brokers, and they call me asking me to help them.
Is
So-
it safe to say that because now from listening to you, I kind of feel like there's a dynamic behind it. So it's almost like if you got good agents, then you have good business. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
you know, when I asked you a moment ago, like, what makes you stand out, you mentioned, like, the fact that you are very hands-on with your agents. And then I'm like, okay. It was like, I get the cliche answer, like, yeah, oh, well, we stand out because, you know, we treat the people in the community.
No.
Hold on. You can't treat the people in the community good if you don't have good agents.
That is correct.
You know
That
what I'm
is
saying?
correct. And it's
So,
hard.
that's dope.
You know, and we're a boutique. It's a boutique brokerage. It's not a big box
Let's,
Okay,
broker.
so
let's-
that says a
well,
lot,
hold on.
too.
You want to know
So-
what? We got to stop. I don't want to say we got to stop it, but I feel what you're saying, but you're not a boutique nothing. You a wholehearted black-owned business
Yes.
that's going places. This
Amen.
little boutique shop shit need to stop with us.
Okay.
Period. Nah, you got a business, it's big game.
Yes.
It's big game out
Yes,
here. You know,
it
all you
is.
need is that one contract.
It is.
And
All
then
you need is
got
that one.
That
yeah.
one. Let's stop that boutique talk. That I'm a small business. No, fuck that.
Boutique
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean small, though.
Well, but I understand what I'm saying is that I know that when people hear that word, they tend to correlate it with a small boutique business. This is, mind you, everybody that sat here. If I ever heard somebody say boutique, they literally are, to me, they're downplaying their business. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm Cocktails and Intellect podcast. I don't care. I'm the best podcast in Orlando, Florida.
That's
Matter of fact,
right.
in Florida.
Absolutely.
Period.
Yes.
All right. So let's start talking about that especially amongst the minority community. Okay. Let's start talking about we're big business and not boutique-ish business.
Yes,
all
yes,
right?
because we
I mean,
do big business
There we
now.
go. There
you
we
know,
go.
I have one agent. She did a $5.5 million deal at the Waldorf Astoria, and I had to orchestrate all of that. So
I'm sure you was willing to help that out.
Oh, I did it.
all day.
Her commission was nice.
Nice. I'm sure it was. Man, look, listen.
So you know, I have agents who are $1 million
Right,
producers.
right.
So
That's good.
You know,
That's good.
I walk them through it, and no matter what they sell and how good they are,
Mm-hmm.
they still say, "Hey, boss lady, can you help me with this? Can you help me?" I'm like, "Yep, what you got?"
Man, if I didn't have a 2-year-old right now, I would drop
So-
everything and just get right back into this business. But
Hey, let's do it. You can
hey,
still
nah,
do your
that little girl-
podcast, and I'll help you with your deals.
Boy, I will never see my daughter. I'll never see my daughter. I would
Yes.
get beat up. I plead.
I'm gonna make it. That's the thing about me. I make it easy for you.
Really?
Yes.
That's dope.
That's the different. I think that's the most epic thing about me as a broker.
Babe, I might get back
Yeah.
into real estate. You hear that?
Yes, I got
at that.
him. I got his deal. So there you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, man, Cocktails and Intellect podcast,
And
Bites and Brew.
Another thing that
What's
I
up?
wanted to mention is that our partner, he's an operations manager.
Okay.
And he's also a builder getting ready to develop over 200 acres of land in the Bahamas. So we're looking to go
Who's your partner,
international.
Anderson?
Ooh.
No, Jonathan.
Okay, I bet.
Yeah.
The one that didn't want to come on camera, he sent you to the wolves. Got it.
So that's the thing, you know, we're branching out, you know, we're going to be an international real estate company, real estate brokerage.
That's big.
So look out for us because we're going to be
Now
working
she
with
talking her shit.
developers.
I like that.
Yeah.
Now she talking her talk. I like that.
Yeah, we're going to work directly with the developers to be their preferred listing brokerage. So internationally.
Listen, once
yes.
again, tell the people where they can find y'all at, please, and tell them your name, because
So I'm Josephine DeCray. I'm the broker, owner, managing broker of Sunset Listing Realty in Orlando. And also you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn,
let's go.
sunsetlistingrealty.com, Josephine DeCray.
Let's go. Yeah, ready. Hey, yo, we'll be right back, man. Holla. Yes, sir. We are back. Cocktails and Intellect podcast, Bites and Brew Mixer. You already know what time it is, man. Listen, out there is lit. You know what I mean, and in the break,
Lit like a
Y'all-
cigarette.
somebody did what?
It's lit like a cigarette.
It's like a
Oh,
cigarette.
actually smells like cigarettes. I don't know, somebody lit one up.
Oh, yeah, no, I
But
smell
you smell it,
cigar.
right?
I smell a
A
cigar
cigar
out
or
there,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely lit out there, as I saw in the commercial break or what have you. But you know, shout out once again to Nelly Nels and Lawrence for
Phenomenal.
Yeah, you know what I mean? For continuing to allow Cocktails and Intellect podcast to do they damn thing over here at this Bites and Brew Mixer. But right back at it. Listen, we have another guest, and I believe he was on Bites and Brew before already. But I need you to talk. I need you to talk that game because I think you need to remind them. Please introduce yourself to the people and tell them where they can find you at.
Yes. So I'm Tim Sanders. My company is Credit Repair Florida. I am a credit consultant. I'm a certified credit counselor, certified financial wellness coach. CreditRepairFlorida.com is my website. My number, 407-734-FICO, all things consumer and personal credit. I help individuals get over the hump and reach their financial goals.
Okay. That's what it is. Hold on. First and foremost, let's give a big pause for that. Because that's a serious thing right about now.
Indeed.
The way the world's going right now, people don't realize, it's unfortunate, but how much credit is such a serious thing.
Absolutely.
I mean, having that great credit score. And on one hand, I feel like it's messed up because, like really my credit score is going to base what I do in my life for me and my family, me and my kids. On the other hand, it's like, yeah, nigga. yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's going to do because cash ain't king no more.
Indeed, it's not. And you know what? And I'll tell people all the time. I tell my clients, listen, I'll take a 850 credit score over $100,000 cash any day. You feel me?
All right. So before you get into your now, let me see if I learned something.
Okay.
Right. Based off of what you just said, I'd rather take an 850 credit score over 100. Matter of fact, over $500,000. Right. Let me tell you why. Because I can leverage that credit score.
Facts.
Right. I can borrow.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
Go invest in something, and then via equity borrow from that investment, and then and just keep flipping that and let all of those things work for me.
Indeed.
I ain't spend not $1.
There you go.
Technically.
You said the magic word, leverage, right? Because think about it. If you have $500,000 cash, could you go and buy a $500,000 home?
No, because you know all the stipulations behind that, right?
Right.
Taxes,
exactly.
IRS eyeing you.
Indeed.
You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Yeah.
First of all, it won't be enough, and then all the collateral expenses, right? And then you gotta, like I said, when you have that credit, you can leverage that. You put that small percentage down, and you leverage that to finance the home. Next thing you know, you got another $500,000 in equity in a year later.
All day.
Right?
All day.
And then you can, like you was talking about flipping. Now you flip that, you buy another home to pay for that $500,000 home that you're living in.
Y'all listen to this, man, please. Hold on, pause.
I have
Go ahead.
No, I do have a question.
Yes.
So why are there so many credit scores?
That is a phenomenal question, a great question. The reason why is because there's a lot of different scoring models based on what you are applying for, right? Because a credit score is just basically a snapshot of what's being reported on your credit report at the time you run your credit score. So if you're running your credit to purchase an automobile, they're going to look at your auto credit score. If you're running your credit to purchase to buy a home, they're going to look at your mortgage scores. Those scores are going to be different.
What if you don't have a mortgage though? What if you never had a house? What if you never owned a house?
Well,
what do they base that off of?
You still have a mortgage score. If you don't have a mortgage, you're still going to have a mortgage score.
Get out of here.
You're not going to have it probably won't be as bigger than someone who actually has a mortgage and been paying on time. But you have a mortgage score, whether you have a mortgage or not.
That's correct. I did not know that.
Indeed.
I didn't know that either.
Scoring models, absolutely.
And that's the same thing for credit cards, right? They'll look at a credit card.
Look at a credit
and
card.
Then
Right, exactly. And then then you have a FICO score, right? Which is that's the major brand name, FICO. FICO is like a Porsche or Cadillac. It's just the brand of a scoring model. And that's 99% of the banks use a FICO score. Now, within FICO, you have FICO or auto, you got FICO mortgage, you got FICO credit card, and then you have what you call Vantage score. Vantage score.
I heard about that.
That's the score that is actually owned by the credit bureaus. Their scoring model. They have a scoring model that they actually own. FICO is an independent company. Right?
Interesting.
Yeah. So with Vantage, that mainly most of your what do you call it? Credit monitoring services, like a Credit Karma or Smart
Ooh,
Credit,
I had a question about that.
they're
but
going
yes.
to they use what you call the Vantage scores. So, and there's usually not that big of a deviation because Vantage has a Vantage mortgage score, Vantage auto, different with the different variations.
Let me just give it a real quick example because I be confused about it because it was on one hand, for example, 'cause I'm not gonna put my credit score out there, but on one hand, motherfucker was like, okay, your credit score like on Equifax or
Yep.
you know
Okay.
what I mean, whatever. Oh yeah,
Is
your
it Equifax or Aquafax?
No, it's
or
Equifax. Whatever.
Depends on your
Potato,
accent.
tomato. Yeah, potato,
Depends on your
tomato.
accent.
Okay.
Potato,
From Jersey,
potato,
so-
potato.
So you call it whatever you want to call it.
So it'll tell me like, oh yeah, your credit score is 650, right? Mm-hmm. And then TransUnion will tell me my credit score is 590.
Right.
And then I'll go to FICO and I'll run an actual, you could do it one time a year or something like that.
Yep.
No, actually,
Oh.
they changed it. During COVID, you can do once a week now. You're talking about the annual credit reports. Annualcreditreport.com. You can do them weekly now.
And they don't put that out there for the people.
See,
That's
what
crazy.
That's why your boy, holla at me. Holla at me.
But
Which
so
is
that's,
where?
that's what you get.
so
One more
When you can
time.
deal with. I'm sorry.
I'll let you where?
CreditRepairFlorida.com.
Okay.
407-734 FICO. FICO.
all right, now listen. So what I was saying is that I would go to something like that, and then it would tell me that I have an actual 700 credit score.
Right.
Why? What is the disconnect between that?
Okay, again, there's different scoring models, right? Because your Vantage may be a little different than what your FICO is. Now, the credit bureaus may have different. You may have different credit scores with the credit bureau, so your Experian may be a little higher than your Equifax, and then your Equifax may be a little lower than your TransUnion, right? You got the three major credit bureaus. You got Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So companies report to these credit bureaus on a subscription basis. They're all individual companies. So just because a company reports to Experian doesn't necessarily mean it may be reporting to
TransUnion.
To TransUnion.
Because they may not have a subscription with TransUnion.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. 'Cause I was confused.
And
I was
that's the
like-
reason why you have to be careful when you're choosing your credit accounts. You want to make sure that you're choosing the accounts that's going to be reporting to either all three or at a minimum two of them.
Okay.
Some of them they're only going to report to one. So at a minimum two of them. Is that Chad Murray?
It is Chad.
What?
Hey, Chad, how are you?
Man,
Nice to see you.
Indeed,
What it do? What it do? What it do?
I know the
Chad
energy
Murray in the
changed
building.
when he walked in.
did.
I
It
didn't see him, but
did.
I felt him. What's going on, Chad?
Yeah.
That's my partner right there.
Brother
That's one of my
Brother
brothers
Chad
in the
Murray's in the
game. I learned a lot
background.
from Chad.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I learned a lot from Chad in this credit game
Yeah.
too. He's
Oh, really?
very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That absolutely. And that's a fact.
Indeed.
It's a whole fact.
Indeed.
Yeah, man.
guy.
But so where? Well, I don't want to say where, but do you find yourself having to try
Wait,
and
5
get
minutes. Just 5 minutes.
a lot of our minority people, a lot of our black brothers and sisters, kind of hip to the game on kind of focusing on getting their credit right and or you know what I'm saying?
Indeed. No, I do. And that's one of the things I'm very passionate about.
Okay.
Credit. And the reason, let me just kind of go back, how I got into this game is because of my own personal hardships, right? Going through bankruptcies, having to walk away from a house, coming out of that during the, the financial, the real estate crisis, 2008,
Yep.
all that kind of stuff. And so that put me in a really tough situation. So I had to kind of get out of it. And that's when I started kind of going down that rabbit hole, learning about credit, because there was a lot of misinformation out there. So I had to go directly to the source, right? So I learned what I learned. I have connections of people that actually work for FICO. I learned from people that work.
Excuse me.
I learned from people that come through the credit bureaus themselves.
Okay.
So this is not information that is out there available to, most individuals.
But why?
That's a great question.
My whole thing is, brother, you
Okay.
supposedly you can Google everything. Why isn't this information out there for the people then?
Because
Let's be 100. Let's be 100.
flawed credit is more profitable than perfect credit,
Flawed credit is more profitable.
right?
Bars.
I mean, if we were all running around with 800 credit scores,
Yeah,
the
the
banks,
rich would- yeah.
they wouldn't be making no money,
Right.
right?
So
I mean,
is it safe to say that you got to have? I don't want to take it there. You have to have disenfranchised and franchised in order for the world to keep running, because you can't have.
Well, you don't
a
have
whole,
to.
Well, you can't. Well, think about it. You can't have a whole bunch of rich people
no,
and no poor people, because how would the world run?
indeed, no, you can't have that. But you know the way it is now. I mean, you got what 1% that owns like 80%.
Everything, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that ain't right.
Yeah.
You know, no matter which way you slice it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I think that a more informed society is a more productive society.
I agree.
Okay.
And more, everybody can't win, but more people will win. You understand?
Okay, no, I get
Right.
that. And I look, I keep saying this, and I don't know why I keep saying this when y'all already know. My podcast, I do what I want, say what I want, because it's just that real. Listen to me.
Yeah.
I feel what he's saying on that aspect, because I got taught back in the day when I was doing my hustling, and everything's a hustle nowadays. I don't care if it's drugs, real
Indeed.
estate, whatever. But I was in a situation where I was actually hustling on the
Right.
streets. And OG told me this: the game is to be sold, not told. You know what I mean? And at first I was kind of upset at him, but I understand what he meant once I got in the game.
There you go.
I can give you game, but I can't give you everything, because if I give you everything,
Right.
then what do I got left?
Yeah. What are you? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There you
So
go.
is it kind of, not to associate what you do with that, but is it the same thing? Is this why people that do credit repair or real estate classes, they could literally tell you what it is for free? They could, but this is why they come out with their books or sign up for my class and all of that other stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the game
Indeed.
is to be sold, not told.
Yeah, that's true. For me, I mean, I'm an open book, right? I because I can't possibly tell anyone, because I'm so far ahead in this game, and I'm constantly educating myself and learning. So by the time I tell you one thing, then I'm already advanced and learned something else. You know what I'm saying? So I don't keep the information close to vest. I put it out there, and it's so much to be learned that, I mean, I'm going to get people working with me anyway, because
Right.
because there's still levels to it, and there's still processes that have to be done in order to, repair your credit or get into a favorable financial situation. You can't I can't just give somebody a gem and all of a sudden they got an 800 credit score.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's still
Steps.
a process, steps to be made, things that I can do a lot more efficiently than most individuals do. Even if I tell them what to do, I can still do it because I've been doing it so long and I do it so systematically that I can help thousands of people simultaneously and still, get more results or a lot more advanced than somebody that's just that I'm just telling them what to do.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Gotcha. No, I feel you 110% on
feel
that.
me?
That makes
So-
perfect sense.
But yeah, but I mean, I'm very passionate about this, and I'm an educator as well. I'm an author, all right, published author. I have a book on Kindle, which is called Understanding Your Credit Score.
Okay.
So, and I took and there's a lot of jewels in that book that, to dispel a lot of the myths and things that people, get misinformation for. So, and that's out there for everybody to get
Right.
into access.
And if you can't understand, if you get that book and you can't understand how to get your shit right, then there's something going on. Just
Exactly.
come to the man directly or something.
I mean, the blueprint is in. But what I say as well, I mean, I can flip my own hamburgers too, but McDonald's can do it a lot quicker, a lot faster, and
Yeah.
they do. Why would I?
see.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, if I could have a podcast, but I wouldn't do one better than you, so I'll come on yours.
Oh.
Right? Indeed, right?
appreciate you,
Indeed,
brother.
I can't do it big like this, so
appreciate it,
I'll
yeah.
come on here and
Right.
stay in my lane.
Right, right,
so
right. Gina, you had a couple other questions for him real quick before we wrap it up, though?
What is the fastest way to build a credit score?
Oh, that's a good question.
indeed, everybody wants to know that, right? Yeah.
Give us
well,
one. Give us one gem.
know-
One gem.
But it just comes down to two things, really, right? On-time payments, okay, which sometimes people stumble. I mean, just missing one payment on an account can be very traumatic to a credit score.
Yes,
I mean, I
that
know
is true.
personally. I mean, I mean, I remember I had a credit card and I missed a payment on it. My credit score fell over 100 points.
That's crazy.
But
if you keep paying and do on-time payments, they give you like 2 points, 3 points, 5 points here and there.
Yeah, you can gradually, get those points back.
You gonna take 100 points from me because I missed one payment?
Just over time, really. Now, and the other thing is, and this is a big myth right here, credit card balances, right? You want to keep your credit card balance below a certain percentage. Does anybody know what that percentage?
I'm going to say 30.
Why do you say 30?
Because that's what you was told.
Right? That is what they want. That's the information that the credit bureaus put out there, but that's not the case.
So what is the
Talk to
number?
us.
You really want to be I'll put it this way. It gets a little more nuanced than that, right?
Yep.
Once you go above 30%, you could be negatively impacting your credit score, right? So you get below 30%, you're not hurting your credit score. But if you want to grow your score exponentially faster, you want to be under 10%.
All right, so
of your
My
credit
goodness.
account.
no, wait, hold on. So for the people there, because we're talking about percentage, right? Let's do real quick before we wrap it up. Let's do this one thing. Because this is a gem right here. All right, boom. I got a credit card. It's $1,000.
Oh,
Exactly.
I was about
Right.
to say.
Yeah, I got look.
Yep.
Right.
Easy math.
I got
yep.
easy math. I got a credit card. It's $1,000.
Yep.
All right. What should I be spending on that credit card, and what should I be paying back to stay in a place where I can establish or build my credit?
There you go. Okay.
All right.
So you have a credit card with a
$1,000
$1,000 limit.
Uh-huh.
It's got a limit of $1,000.
Okay.
Okay. You don't want to go above if you want to protect your credit score. You don't want to go above $300.
Right. So don't spend more than $300 is what you're saying.
Well, if you want to protect now, if you want to grow your credit score, you want to make on-time payments.
Yep.
And you want to keep that balance under 10%.
Right. But hold on. Okay. So make on-time payments. Keep the balance. All right. So you got $1,000, right?
Exactly.
You spend $300,
There you
right?
go. You won't hurt your credit score.
Right. You won't hurt the credit score, right?
Right.
You don't want to. You kind of don't want to go over 300, right?
Exactly.
Right. So now, mind you, you spent that 300.
Right.
You got to pay that back, right?
Indeed.
Now, where's the 10% fall in? When you paying it back, do you pay it off in full, like boom?
No.
Or you
No,
pay 10% of 300?
No. 10% would be $100. You don't want to go above.
Okay, so you're still looking at the
You wanna-
1,000.
right,
Got
I'm
it.
still looking
All
at the
right. You're
1,000.
not looking at the 300.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
300. 100. There's two different approaches, right? Two different. Now, if I have a $1,000 credit card and I want to protect my credit score,
Yep.
I don't want my credit score dipping. Then I'm gonna keep it under $300. But if my goal is to build my credit, keep that bad boy on $100. Make payments on time. You'll see that credit score.
So, all right,
Growing.
if I have this $1,000 credit, right, and I have to go over 300, right? Let's say I gotta
of
purchase
course,
this. All right,
indeed.
it's $700.
Life happens.
$700.
Right.
Still pay the 10% of that 1,000 every time.
Pay it down. Well,
$100.
yeah. Well, understand that the thing about revolving credit. So there's two different types of accounts, right? There's installment accounts. Those are accounts that when you pay in full, they automatically close. Would be like an auto loan, a mortgage, a personal loan. And then there's revolving accounts that once you pay them down, then you recover on your limits on that account. Those accounts are the ones that impact your credit score the most, the revolving accounts.
credit.
Right. Now, back to your point. If you have to use your credit, fine. That's but once you pay it down and get it below that 10%, then your points are going to recover right away. Right? So, but over time, paying that, keeping it under 10%, making on-time payments, that's when your credit score is going to grow exponentially faster.
Got it.
So,
Listen, that was a brief synopsis. If y'all want more game, tell them where they can find you at.
creditrepairflorida.com. Credit Repair Florida on all of these social platforms. Credit Repair Florida, Facebook, Instagram,
Got it.
X, and 407 FICO, FICO.
There it
Phone
is.
number. Tim Sanders, Credit Repair Florida.
My brother.
My man.
Yo, listen. I think we about to wrap it up though, man, because look, Honestly speaking, that was game right there. I don't even know how I could close out with against that right there. Like, no, real talk.
I have
real
so
talk.
many other
Real-
questions.
And I'm sure you
but
do.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
well,
But
we
yeah,
might have to
yeah.
do this.
Shit.
Oh, yeah, do a sidebar.
Indeed.
Yeah, man.
Shucks.
Yeah, we might
But
have
yeah,
to do this
you know what I mean?
again, you know.
The event's about to wrap up. Oh, listen, shout out to Callaloo Signature. Yo, respect and love always. Nelly
Phenomenal.
Nels,
Phenomenal.
Lawrence. Yo, you already know what time it is, man. Love y'all to death. I can't wait to do the next one if y'all have us back.
I'll be there. for
Cocktails
sure.
and Intellect podcast is always in the building when it
Gotta
comes
love
down to
it.
Bites and Brew. It's been a little while, you know what I mean, since we've
back,
done a
though.
Bites and Brew,
But you
but
back.
it looked like they back like crazy. So if Bites and Brew is back, and then Cocktails and Intellect podcast is always going to be there.
Indeed.
And of course, I want to tell y'all this right now, Gina. Thank you so much for even sitting down with me and being my guest host for this
no
particular
problem.
event.
This is like a
This
veteran.
was Gina's
She's-
first time being on
What?
camera. Like she's a pro. She's
No
a
way.
pro.
No way.
She's a pro. She's over here telling me,
a natural.
fix this way, do
She's a
that
natural.
way. You know what I mean? Had the homie Charlene in the
She's
background,
quarterbacking.
like, yo, clean the table up. Sometimes I get lazy, all right? You know what I mean?
There you go.
Need a woman's touch sometimes.
She's like
you
a
understand
general.
what I'm saying?
Gina's like a general. And
Right,
She's
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah, for sure. You see how she moves, like, she from up
yeah.
top.
She
you know
got the
what I mean?
fatigues on too.
Yeah, right, yeah,
Right?
because, yeah,
Indeed,
I don't want
she
to
didn't
tell
wear
her
them
why.
fatigues
but
for nothing.
She got the Glock 9 on her. Anyways,
And she's strapped. Huh?
listen,
Please
man.
believe it.
Love y'all to death. Cocktails and Intellect podcast. Bites and Brew. You already know what time it is. Peace.
All day.
Oh my God. Look, listen. Told y'all I was leaving. But I got the Calypso Queen that pulled up on a kid
I sure
for her
did.
birthday. I can't. This is how you close out the episode. I'm sorry. Bites and Brew, Callaloo Signature. We got Shireen in the building for her birthday. Shout out to you for your birthday. By the time the people see this, whatever, it's still your fucking birthday.
Hello.
Let's drop it. Let's drop the bomb for that. You know what I mean? How you doing?
I've been good. How are you? How you doing, Daddy?
Daddy, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's different and it's beautiful. It is a beautiful thing. I'm thinking about my daughter right now, and I'm kind of upset that I'm here, but I know why I'm here.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
No,
And,
absolutely.
Oh,
The sacrifice
let
you
me-
make as parents.
let me get my birthday cake. Hold
Go
on.
ahead, eat the cake.
I'm gonna eat that cake and I may.
So I pulled up and I said, "Cause, just for old time's sake, let me sit here. I want to put the headphones on. Let me get in front of the mic, just one more time.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure. And it's fitting because again, it's your birthday.
it is.
You know what I'm saying?
It
So-
is. I feel good. Life is good. I feel full.
Good. You listen. Let me tell you one thing. Regardless of what we post on social media, sometimes if you're real skilled at it, you can tell when somebody's not feeling themselves or doing bad. Or people front on social media all day. Let me tell you something right now.
Of course.
You are glowing the fuck off, glowing, and I love it for you.
Thank you.
I love it for you, dead ass.
Thank you.
You
Look,
know what I mean?
look, this is still my family. Anytime I pull up, cause you already know I'm sitting on the mic. Just so you know. Okay, I have a forever seat right here because when I think about when we started, this was honestly the gateway into all of the different avenues and adventures that I took on. This
Okay.
literally opened me up. And I mean that in a,
Now, well, hold on, pause.
This is not a
Because you
segment.
know what I'm about to do. You know what I'm about to do. Hold on. It wouldn't be me right for you to be sitting next to me and me not fucking call this out right here. See, if it was guy on guy right now, pause, I'd have to pause it. But we're talking about Shireen. This is family. Like, we've been here. We've done that.
yes.
First and foremost, she said to me, ladies and gentlemen, that
What is it?
anytime she pull up, she's sitting on the mic. Now, mind you see the diameter and girth of the mic, right? But anyways, pause. Let's leave that alone. And then you said,
Yes. I said. What did I say?
you said right after that,
Mm-hmm.
what'd you say? You said you gotta you always gonna see, you said you're gonna sit
I'm
on the
always
mic.
gonna have a seat,
Right,
and I'm
you
just
always
gonna-
gonna have a seat on the mic.
And
That's
I
what you
said, and this helped me open up.
Yeah, it helped her open up, y'all. Listen,
Wow. This is not even a
wait, hold on, wait,
segment.
wait, I know this. Don't worry about that. But
This is a
she said she's gonna
business
sit on the mic
mixer, sir.
every time she come through the Cocktails and Intellect podcast, and it opened her up. And you know what? Big up to Cocktails and Intellect podcast for that. No, real talk. A lot of people for the first time that they came on the show, a lot of people were like nervous.
Of course.
I mean, and I'm sure you were as well. But I guess real on some humbly, like for real, like on no all jokes aside, like did being on the show actually open you up to an avenue in which, because you always had the confidence, but speaking in front of people and cameras is different.
Absolutely. And a lot of people don't realize I am such an introvert. And the downfall of that means that when I'm by myself, I have no problem isolating and separating from friends and family. But it's nothing against them. It's just, okay, I need to recharge. But this allowed me to be okay with speaking in front of mics, talking in front of groups. So now my new role, prisoner's role, it requires me to talk in front of groups and engage with an audience. So
now speaking of that,
it's perfect.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
You are basically what's your role in No Limit, and what is it called? Tell the people.
Okay, so so I work for No Limit Counseling and Education. So it is a mental health agency. Our mission is to promote mental wellness. So I have taken on the role as marketing director, which of course that means that I'm always out in the public eye, speaking at engagements, whatever the case is. But I'm doing something meaningful. I get to do something every day to help people. Like we did it on the Sex Minute in a sense where we got people to talk about, whatever they had going on. We got into topics that were taboo. We were able to kind of talk on that from a health aspect as well, but now I get to do it in another role.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Oh my God, they're bringing me another shot, y'all.
It's your birthday. What the fuck what you mean? What you mean? Anyway, look, listen. What is No Limit's future endeavors? I mean, since technically you're the spokesperson now, you're the marketer.
So of course we have a remote location in Orlando. We just opened our first campus in
Sanford,
downtown Sanford.
Another joint.
Shout out.
Another joint.
Huge shout out.
Another
Amazing
joint.
ribbon cutting. We had everyone out there. The sheriff department,
I was taking
Advent
care of
Health,
patients.
Monica May
Sorry.
came through. Shout out to Monica
Saw
May.
that.
Long-term goal is within the next 5 years we're going to open 5 more campuses.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Wait. Out here in Florida or
Central Florida, but we'll
Okay.
see where it goes from there.
I mean, I'm hoping the goal is to be like Georgia, Texas, because mental health is a serious thing worldwide.
Absolutely. And the beauty of that is, you don't have to be in Florida to get access to our services either. So we will go wherever.
How?
We actually have a therapist in Alabama. We have been to Hawaii. We're venturing out wherever we're needed,
Yeah.
wherever you need us. Atlanta, we have partnerships everywhere. So
website, like an app or something?
NoLimitEmpowerment.org. Check us out. We are culturally and...
Wait, no, I'm looking for it.
Okay, find your butt.
There's the bomb.
So we are of course, we do aim towards the black and brown community because our community does not like to talk about anything.
I just was talking to somebody about that.
Someone said, "Oh, I don't need therapy." Yes, sir. You do. You kind of do. When you're sick, you go to the doctor. You could just get Theraflu,
right?
But you go to the doctor whenever you're sick or you have an ailment. So what's the difference where you're not feeling right? You're not feeling happy. You're not feeling. You have these emotions going on without you, and you can't decipher what's happening.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not gonna lie.
NoLimitEmpowerment.org. That's all I got. Oh.
But this is focused more on the youth, though, right? Because this is where it starts.
No.
Oh, anybody?
Anybody. So it's actually, and the best part, it is a veteran-owned business. So you will, of course, I also work with Serving Out of Love, a homeless organization.
Facts. Big shout out to Nelly.
Our
Serving Out of Love,
veteran
the whole
community
team.
does not get the support it needs. So it is a veteran-owned, black-owned organization. It is it's also a nonprofit. So feel free to donate, and those services go to someone. We work with youth. We work with adolescents, men, women, children, couples. Ooh, couples always need somebody to talk to.
Tell me about
to be the buffer.
What do you say? Yeah. What do you say? All right, listen. Before we close this out, right? Because we got to get back to your birthday celebration. It's turn up time, right?
There is a shot waiting for me behind the camera.
Wait, no, hold on. Pernell could bring this on the camera. The hell? Wait, you got one? Is there one there? Is that just one?
No,
it's two shots. Oh, it's for y'all two. You know what?
Yeah,
Shit. Damn, bro. Ain't this about? Look, no, bring it on. Come here. Bring it on.
He got headshot.
Hey, come over here, bro.
Yeah, come on. Squeeze it. So
he big, so I gotta squeeze him close. All right, cool. All right, nah, it's my guy over here, Pernell, the founder and owner, right? I don't want, because it might be a co-owner. Owner.
He is the CEO and president.
Talk that shit, girl.
Get it right. He's the CEO and
Talk
president.
that shit.
why she's doing marketing. She's marketing. That's why she's on here, bro.
You know.
But look,
So,
listen.
We've been in business for 10 years. It's
I
not
love this. She
it's
said
not just
we've
around the
been in
block.
business for 10 years.
10 years, and that is a huge accomplishment.
Facts.
So yeah, so cheers to the end of 2023. Cheers to friendships, family, and just a heart full of love, happiness, memories, joy, laughter, whatever it is. Cheers to that.
And salute to your birthday, baby.
Salud.
You already know. Hey, man, now this is how you really close out a show. Shit, I thought I closed it out before, but listen, I'm going to let y'all know right now, this episode was recorded in 2023. It is now 2024, so I hope y'all enjoyed y'all Christmas, y'all New Year's, y'all Hanukkah, or whatever religion you celebrate, what have
Kwanzaa.
you. Let me tell you something right now. Mental health is a real thing, and we are going to get Pernell and No Limit back on this absolute podcast here, Cocktails and Intellect podcast, by the way, because we got to talk more about this. It's a serious thing.
It is.
You know what I mean? Definitely a serious thing, man. And I appreciate you. I fuck with you. You already know.
Listen, man, we have to come back anytime, man. I know right now we're wrapping up. But listen, y'all can find us at NoLimitEmpowerment.org. We are No Limit Counseling and Education, and we're here to promote mental health wellness. So get at us. We're here to uplift and serve our community. Let's get it.